Hey everyone, my name is Dr. Dolores Tarver. I'm a licensed psychologist here in Georgia, and it is time for the TT Time with Dr. Tarver is a wellness-based podcast. It is not intended to be a substitute for a licensed mental health provider. All right, we're rocking these mini mental health moments in this year of 2024. So if you didn't catch Running Interference, which was the first episode of this season that dropped Tuesday of this week, make sure you check it out. So let's get into it because we got to be brief. At the first of the year, I always focus on wellness goals because it's a good time to reset, even if you're not a New Year's resolution person. I'm the type of person that sets goals for my birthday. But even in this new year, it's still an opportunity to check ourselves because it's easy for us to get comfortable, get complacent. We put things on hold. We're not being consistent, maybe not following through in the way that we owe it to ourselves to follow through. And people frequently ask me, why is that? So I'm glad you asked. A lot of us, truthfully, are socialized to be other focused. We cater to people, we encourage them, we support them, we nurture them, which are not bad characteristics. But what it can do is lead us to not invest in ourselves because oftentimes when we're putting a lot of energy into other people, it doesn't leave a lot in the reserves for us. So if you find yourself being a person who every year is stating, this year I'm going to, and then at the end of that year, you find you don't actually do what you said you were going to do, then you may be a person who lacks accountability. So let's talk about who's holding you accountable. So I'm going to focus on two options for accountability: yourself, your primary accountability, and your secondary accountability, which is your accountability partner. So, in order to hold yourself accountable, it's very important that you do several things. One is you need to identify the messages you've been taught about how you invest in yourself. If you are raised by or are surrounded by people who make things about them, then your self investment is likely underdeveloped because you haven't had an opportunity for anyone to pour into you and to teach you that you deserve to invest in yourself. So it's important for you to think about how you invest in other people because that might be where you need to start. How do you show up for them? How do you check in with them? How do you hold them accountable to reaching their goals? How do you invest in their dreams becoming a reality? Now you'll take what you've poured into them and think about how you can apply those strategies to yourself. And if you're a person that says, well, they deserve it, they're talented, they're gifted, I don't have, then here's your plug for therapy. It may be important for you to really do a check on your self-worth. Because a lot of times, if you don't believe that you deserve to have the things that you desire, it's going to be very hard for you to hold yourself accountable to making those things become fruition. All right, so I want you to embrace your potential and your possibilities and your promise in this new year and speak life over and allow yourself to get excited about putting into practice the things that can allow you to be healthy and well because that's what 2024 is about for us, right? We want to be healthy and well. So let's switch over to talking about an accountability partner. We are actually much more likely to reach our goals if we have someone in our life who is going to be monitoring our progress. And this is why those food tracking apps, the life coaches, trainers, support groups, therapy, and for those of you who have experienced probation, this is why you get better results oftentimes if you have people in your life who are going to be asking you if you are in fact meeting those goals. If you have to track what you're doing in terms of how much time you're allotting for it, in terms of the progress you're making, in terms of being able to identify and master a goal, you have to be able to clearly articulate what it is. You all know I talk about that frequently, right? And so here's somebody in your life who is going to ensure that you're able to do that. But that means they are going to need to have the skills themselves to be able to hold you accountable. They'll need to have the time to invest in you. And truthfully, they'll need to have the resources to be able to hold you accountable. right? A lot of times we're choosing people who can't really actually show up for us. They're not even showing up for themselves. They're inconsistent in their own lives. They're critical of us. They are, again, those people that make things about them. And so when you're going to people like that, you're not going to be able to be successful. You have to find someone who has a mastery in this area, in this goal, what you're trying to accomplish. Someone who is equally invested in seeing change. Now, you absolutely can have an accountability partner that's trying to work on the same things you're working on, but they need to be somebody that's going to show up, right? Because both of y'all can't say, well, look, I'll see you tomorrow. I don't feel like going today. Somebody is going to have to be able to say, hey, we made a commitment to this, let's get it. So as you're thinking about your accountability partner, you may have to go outside of your current circle. Frequently, that's the case, because otherwise we would have people in our lives who were supportive and we would be investing in ourselves. So you might have to go outside of that circle, which means you might need to do a little research. Get outside of your comfort zone. You may even be paying for, which is frequently the case for people when they want to actually move to a different level. You may be paying for that accountability partner. Do remember you get what you pay for. So this season, be accountable to yourself. And if you cannot be accountable to yourself, then you find someone who will hold you accountable so that you can reach your goals. Be well.